is real. Seek help and the stigma. On the news this evening, Martin Amaewhule-led House commemorates burning of Assembly Complex. Youth slam human rights lawyer over criticism of FCT minister. Lawyer says suspended judges overdue for retirement allegedly on payroll. Drivers allege continuous extortion by police at Rumokoro, Rivers State. On the foreign scene, U.S. affirms support for Ukraine's sovereignty amid approval to use missile inside Russia. I am Kala Dakurubatubo. We'll go for a quick commercial. When we do come back, the news in detail. State House of Assembly has set aside every 29th October to commemorate the burning down of a section of the Assembly complex on Moscow Road in Port Harcourt last year. A statement said the leader of the Amaewhule-led House, Major Jack, brought the attention of the lawmakers to the incident, saying it's been 386 days since the incident and yet no conviction has been made. On his part, the Speaker, Martin Amaewhule, said it's been 341 days since Governor Siminalayi Fubara supervised the demolition of the Assembly complex on the 13th of December 2023 without the knowledge and approval of the House. He described it as a sad reminder of the attacks on the legislature, which he says is the protector of democracy. Recall that the Assembly fire occurred a day before the Amaewhule-led House began impeachment proceedings and ordered its clerk to serve Governor Fubara an impeachment notice, a move which was resisted by supporters of the governor who besieged the Assembly complex to protest the action of the lawmakers. In the same vein, the Amaewhule-led House of Assembly has directed Julius Berger PLC to carry out remedial repairs on the collapsed sections of the alternative routes to the Port Harcourt Ring Road. Debating on the report of the House Committee on Works, members commended the committee for the detailed report and urged the committee to follow up. The House resolved that the synergy between the contracting firm and the committee be maintained to ensure that the execution of the Port Harcourt Ring Road is on course and that the collapsed sections of the designated alternative roads are fixed. Moving on, some youths of the FCT, including those who say they are indigents and non-indigents, have slammed human rights lawyer Deji Adeyanju for criticizing the FCT minister Nyesom Wike. Recall that a human rights lawyer replied to the FCT minister in a recent interview for claiming he sought his support to become the PDP National Secretary. The viral video of the strongly worded interview of the lawyer has stirred reactions. At a media briefing, the group's representative, Zaka Nehemiah, who reeled out the achievements of the FCT minister, frowned at the strong choice of words used by the human rights activists against the FCT minister.
In this administration is Barrister Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister. What he has done, no minister has ever done it in the history of Nigeria. So I wonder why all these call activists are not talking about development. Is it that they are not activists of achievement? They are not activists of development? They are not activists of community development? It's in the history of FCT. This is the first time that we can see more than 2, 3, 4 projects are going on in each local government in less than 1 year. But they are not talking about that.
Another youth leader spoke on this.
I'm not asking Deji to withdraw his statement, but let me say it clearly. If he does not desist from all these statements against our minister, unnecessary statements against our minister, we will have no other choice than to engage him as youth. We are not begging him to withdraw his statement, but we will engage him, and he should be very careful. The fact that we are hosting him in the FCT and he is not respecting our stakeholders.
In another development, the senior advocate of Nigeria, Paul Ananaba, says the era of judicial rascality is gone. His comment comes in light of the judicial misconduct controversy sweeping across the country. Last week, the National Judicial Council, NJC, suspended 2 judges over alleged judicial misconduct. Speaking on Channels Television, Professor Anaba said some of these judges should have retired as far back as 2012. He alleged that the affected judges were still receiving salaries.
Petitions against judicial officers are serious matters and should not be trivialized. How will you imagine a head of court? And it's becoming rampant, where judicial officers now, by affidavit, adjust their age, even when nationally the retirement age of judicial officers has been increased. So, adjusting age of a judicial officer, even for anybody for that matter, what much more a judicial officer is very serious matter.
The chairman of MOI local government area, David Omereji, has urged governments at all levels to follow the example of Governor Siminalayi Fubara by prioritizing investments in the healthcare sector. Mr. Omereji said this while congratulating Governor Fubara on his conferment of doctorate degree of Doctor of Science Honours Causa by Pamo University of Medical Science. He emphasized the need to address the growing gap in doctor-to-patient ratios in Nigeria through strategic international investments aimed at boosting manpower in the sector. He noted that with what Governor Siminalayi Fubara is doing in the health sector, Rivers State would soon become the hub of medical tourism in Nigeria.
What Governor Siminalayi Fubara is doing in the medical and health sector through Pamo University, the state in no distant time have abundance of qualified medical personnel that will manage all our medical facilities and have reservoirs to export to other states. I want to specially congratulate him on this auspicious occasion of his conferment with the Doctor of Science degree by the Pamo University of Medical Sciences. This award did not come to us as a surprise. It only confirmed what we knew about him.
Mr. Omereji also said that Governor Siminalayi Fubara is marching words with action in the infrastructural and human capital development in the state. He appealed to critics of the current administration to give peace a chance and create a conducive environment for the governor to deliver the dividends of democracy to the people.
Governor Sen Fubara is matching words with action in the state. We can see and feel it. The civil servants can smell it, and people can sleep well at night without fear. Since he assumed office as a governor, he has shown relentless effort to giving the state accelerated growth and development by embarking on meaningful and people-oriented projects and programs. With the training of over 200 medical personnel every year at optimum level from Pamo alone, you can imagine how many medical personnel will be produced in the state in the next 6 to 10 years.
Meanwhile, the chairman of Gokana local government area, Monday Dumiye, has urged staff of the council to align themselves with the programs and policies of Governor Siminalayi Fubara to foster more development in the area. Mr. Dumiye gave the charge during his first maiden meeting with the staff at the council secretariat.
It's because of the large heart of this man. That is why we've been able to gather here today. So all of us that are working under him, we must key into his vision. And his vision is that there is going to be massive infrastructure in Gokana. There is going to be peace in Gokana. And the welfare of our staff in Gokana will be taken care of. The only way you can motivate me to do more for you is to come to work regularly. Because when I came here this morning and I saw this mammoth crowd, I thought they are all ghost workers.
Mr. Dumiye also emphasized his commitment to accountability. He announced plans to conduct a personal audit of the council to address the issue of ghost workers.
Came here this morning and I saw this mammoth crowd. I thought they are all ghost workers because from 6th of October till today I used to see 20 workers. So we should continue to pay workers that we are not seeing them. Let me assure all of you, very soon we are going to continue with our personnel audits, because I realize that from June till date there is a whole lot of ghost names on our nominal road and voucher. Let me warn all of you, here is not debt servicing company. We only pay physical workers that we see. So if you are not ready to work with us, we will declare you ghost workers.
The chairman of the Nigeria Union of Local Government Employees, Norgay Gokana Chapter, Bogbari Zarakpege, commended the chairman for settling outstanding arrears. He assured the chairman that workers would uphold their responsibilities by reporting to work regularly. We'll go for another quick commercial, but still to come. Expert warns destruction of illegal oil refineries worsens environmental hazard. Do stay tuned.
You are God from beginning.
Welcome back now to the rest of the newscast. The father of 12-year-old Favor Oluwaseyi, who was abducted near home in Elelenwo, Obiakpo, local government area of Rivers State, is appealing for public support to secure a release. Ogun Chinasi Oluwaseyi is calling on the Rivers State government, civil society groups, and the public to assist his family in ensuring Favor's unconditional return. In an interview with our correspondent, Mr. Oluwaseyi said his family has been devastated since Favor was abducted on the 7th of August. He also urged security agencies to intensify their efforts to locate and rescue his daughter.
My major concern, how the government can come into it, how the human rights organization can come into it, how those who have sympathy for children, for minors, to be able to help me and come into this scenario to ensure that my daughter Favor is released unconditionally, to be reunited back to her family. As a matter of fact, the people that knows me before and that sees me now, they were like, "Oh, God, what is the problem? That you have dropped down completely," and that is the truth of the matter.
Meanwhile, police spokesperson in Rivers State SP Gwesiring Ekoko assured the public that the police are working tirelessly to secure Miss Favor's release. Elsewhere, commercial drivers operating in the Rumokoro axis of Rivers State have alleged that police officers continue to extort money from them despite recent arrests linked to such practices. This comes just weeks after 3 female police officers were arrested under the Rumokoro flyover for allegedly extorting money from drivers. Our correspondent observed that the arrested female police officers have now been replaced by male officers. Some of the drivers told our correspondent that the police officers have now employed a new tactic of using touts to collect 100 naira from them while monitoring the process from a distance.
Those women, they are not there anymore. But if you go there now, see somebody at that turning, collecting money for them, and they are by the side of the road monitoring. If you don't want to give the boy the money, they will not fair in that matter to see how they can clamp you. They use those boys to collect the money. The boys are collecting money.
If you ask me money, I give you 1,000 to give me change. You say you don't have change, that's okay. The police will themselves say, when I come back, I should give them money.
The police people, when they come by themselves again, they send Agboro to collect 100 naira. Evening time, they collect the morning money, collect evening money. So I'm waiting, they collect here. The police, they see they collect the money. Tomorrow, they see the collector.
The Rivers State Police Command is here to speak on this. Away from that, an environmentalist, Mike Karikpo, says the destruction of illegal crude oil refining sites is another way of reinforcing the environmental hazard already caused by the illegal oil refining. Mr. Karikpo, the country manager of Natural Justice Nigeria, said this in an interview with correspondent Oyekachi Nwosu. He was reacting to the recent destruction of illegal crude oil sites by the 6th Division of the Nigerian Army in parts of Rivers State. He also spoke on allegations that the destruction of illegal oil bunkering sites might serve as a cover-up for the military, who have been accused of involvement in illegal oil operations.
I cannot speak on this on the factual basis. I think that it is important that we deal with the issue of crude oil theft and artisanal oil refining, because it is destroying our environment. Whether it's community guys, whether it's the military with the support of security agencies, it doesn't matter. We just have to deal with that issue, because we are destroying our own source of life. So if we destroy some of these military persons, they are from other parts of the country. They are not from this place. So it is incumbent on us, who are the stewards of this environment, to ensure that we protect our environment.
The environmentalists also charged the country's research institute to come up with better ways to deal with the situation. Meanwhile, an environmental rights activist, Fine-Face Dunamene, says illegal oil refining might increase if measures are not taken to stop it. Mr. Dunamene spoke to correspondent Subiuruwari.
What I think is from there is that there are cabal involved in such criminal activity. It's why those things have continued to persist. Until that is nipped at the bud, we will just be touching the outer part of the problem. Bottom of oil pipeline is not every person's work, and it's also done by very expensive equipment, and it's not what you do overnight. Even siphoning the oil is also not a small activity as far as illegal oil bunkering in Nigeria is concerned.
Mr. Dunamene also urged government and security agencies to create legitimate livelihood opportunities for the youths by issuing licenses for modular refineries. On his part, a security expert, Chizoke Tassier, said the activities of illegal oil activities or the activities of illegal oil refiners still persist because of what he called the involvement of the cabal in the business.
What I think is from there is that there are cabal involved in such criminal activity. It's why those things have continued to persist. Until that is nipped at the bud, we will just be touching the outer part of the problem. Busting of oil pipeline is not every person's work, and it's also done by very expensive equipment, and it's not what you do overnight. Even siphoning the oil is also not a small activity as far as illegal oil bunkering in Nigeria is concerned.
Now let's take a look at the international scene, but before we do that, let's go for a quick commercial. President Joe Biden of the U.S. says the U.S. strongly supports Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. It is his first comment since the U.S. reportedly allowed Ukraine to use long-range U.S. missiles to strike inside Russia. President Biden spoke at the G20 summit in Brazil today. The news has not been formally announced, but Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said the missiles will speak for themselves. Russia says Biden is throwing oil on fire, although President Vladimir Putin himself is yet to comment. A quick recap on the news this evening. You heard the Martin Ameule-led house has set aside 30th October to commemorate the burning of the Rivers Assembly Complex. Some youths have slammed human rights lawyers Andrew over his criticism of FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. Lawyer says the suspended judges who were allegedly on payroll. Drivers have alleged continuous expulsion by police at Rukuru River State and order foreign scene. The U.S. has affirmed this for Ukraine's sovereignty amid its to use its missiles in Russia. News team send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 72725. I am Kalada Kurubatubo.